Hey guys, SeanB, and today I want to show you guys my newest edition solo R5 team. It is mostly free to play now. I think some unit here cannot be obtained via free to play means like Hwahee or Ayunu, but I have replaced my Odin with a Water Twin once again because they buffed Odin. So I have to put him into defense because he's really good doing that job instead of just hitting R5 boss. So he's now on a vial build, and this is definitely not enough damage for the R5 team that I was using before. But after I changed to this, it has become a 100% team and I really loved it. In the middle, we have the typical R5 Bailey team. The Ayunu in the front line should die immediately to land the branding with the skill 2, and that's about it. I'm trying to max the skill, but as you can see, the skill up didn't really go to where I wanted. I really want the extra 10% for the skill 2. And in the back, we have Colleen, but as you can see, we have glancing and attack break all over the place, which means Colleen might not die after the boss jump. So I used to run a level 40 Colleen, but I couldn't make it die all the time. So I had to make an extra Colleen to make sure that this Colleen will die even when the boss had attack break and glancing. The rest will be typical Bailey as well as Lauren and the Jensen. So, typical stuff, nothing crazy. On the left side, we have the Freya team. I have the usual Ikaro here, nothing crazy. Then I have a new addition to the team, which is Hwahee. They buff her so that she can attack buff when she uses skill 3. So the skill 3 can both defense break and attack buff if she chooses to use it, which is really good. Or she can choose to amuse, which is really good too, because attack buff allow Crow and Vert and Hwahee do really good damage. Or she can choose to do skill 1, which happen quite frequently. That's just kind of sad. This girl is such a perfect PvE healer, and she's stuck with the worst AI ever. Like, I just don't get it. But more often than not, because she has 2 skill as attack buff, compared to using all the attack buffer, they don't buff attack as frequently as Hwahee. The Hwahee is on the damage build, attack with damage attack, because she's a fire unit. She benefit a lot from all these fire leader skill. Crow is typical Crow. As you can see, none of these units have wheel runes because I have Freya here. Freya is gonna cleanse if they get attacked by the AoE attack that brings a lot of debuff, like the Oblivion debuff. On the right side, we have Riley on typical Riley build, speed, defense, HP. I also use Riley in guild content, so I cannot make her slower like the perfect speed tune kind of team. But she does just fine. She uses this skill quite often, and they fix her so that she will always use skill 4 when it's available, which is really good as well. So the right side team always have attack buff too. Daedrian is there to just make sure that the right side team never dies, and you can build him with whatever as long as he survives and he has a will set so he don't get Oblivion turn 1. It's all good, okay? Below, we have the typical Water Twin damage dealer. We have speed with damage and attack. I have Violent on them because I use them in guild content as well. So I want them to have Violent, but you don't have to have Violent. It's totally just fine. So this one is on attack with damage attack. And we have a very strong free-to-play damage dealer here that will always crit because you should always have debuff on the boss. And she can do some enormous damage, like absolutely busted. 50k easily with this unit. It's crazy. And then I have Shihua, who's on attack, crit damage. Is it speed, crit damage, attack? Good enough. Need to max the rune though, but for now she's good enough. She can provide branding for the team, and she does good damage, and she provides leader skill. So here's the turn order for the middle team. As you can see, the fodder unit die and Ayunu die to provide a stack for Bailey. He provides branding for the Bailey. Sometimes my team do so much damage because the twin prop violent. The middle team might not even need to move. And it's actually kind of scary. I need the middle team to move so that when the boss jump, I can have the turn order back again. Because if the middle team doesn't move, then the Bailey will attack a non-defense broken boss. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes. And I still managed to win somehow. So that's the middle team. It will do the damage just like the usual old school R5 team, nothing crazy here. After this, we can take a look at the left team and the right team. So the left team is also very, I would say, typical. The run is not really fast, but I really can't care more than that because I don't really look at my phone that often. So this is the left team. We have the Freya to protect the team in case the boss AoE. If it doesn't, it's totally fine too. As you can see with attack buff and branding, even Hwahee and Vert can do some just really nasty damage. And you saw the boss had attack break and glancing. So here I noticed that the Colleen that was at level 40 died. I mean, it didn't die. So I had to replace the Colleen with something weaker. And after the boss go down, I have the Ikaru move right there to defense break. Really need that because the Lauren might miss. Look at that. Look at Hwahee just doing 11,000 per hit with that skill 3. She does a lot of damage. That's like half of Bailey damage, I think, which is quite a lot actually on her own. The right team looked more like one of those conventional. We missed defense break. Okay, we have defense break. It looks more like one of those conventional R5 team back in the day with Darian and the healer at the front and then just damage dealer at the back. Usually we have another cleanser like Lisa or Konamiya to replace maybe the Hwahee. And then we have damage dealer to just go all in and do damage. As you can see, the immunity really helps with the boss attack because in this team there's no attack by a buffer like Vert or Jensen, which means they will have to take a hit. That's why I have Darian over there because with Darian and immunity, they can tank just fine with not too much HP and defense. And that's my R5 team. Pretty solid, right? I really liked it. Even though I think R5, solo R5 is quite demanding in terms of rune quality. Like I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 set of kind of damage. The more fire unit you use, the better. Because the fire unit doesn't require to have max crit. Even the vert can be built different. Like you can have another vert that's built differently to have less crit rate, so less demanding on your vert if you want to. Or you can put more damage on the vert because you can reduce the crit rate requirement. So far, this team is really stable. And as I mentioned before, the run where it was about to fail was when I missed all the defense break. And it might happen, to be honest. Like Darian will use skill 2, Lauren will miss defense break, and the left team will miss defense break as well because there's only Ikaru that can really consistently land defense break. Hwahee can miss the defense break too. Even though she has so many hits, she can still miss defense break so easily. Oh my god. See, the left team, I think we put slowly buff a little bit too slow, so it managed to move. But because the right team is structured like a normal R5 team, it can kind of hard carry a little bit as well if the left team really struggle to move because of some speed tuning, turn order problem. But usually all 3 teams will survive, but the right team can really do some work right there. And that's about it for my R5 team. Most of my older variation has been pretty shit, not 100%, but this one has been 100%. Oh, do you see that? I did too much damage that the Bailey couldn't move in the first phase. Okay. I don't know how to fix that because I don't want to reduce damage. That's kind of risky. But yeah, so far 100% for this team. It's pretty good. And I liked it a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.